Так, всем привет. Shadow здоров. Так, чё, чатик опять, да? Не работает как надо. Почему он не хочет работать как надо? Так, напишите что-нибудь. Когда он через раз работает и задержки. Ну ладно, не хочет работать, не надо. Не будем заставлять, будем с этим страдать. Так, сейчас давайте запущу финалку. Как всегда, начало страна с техническими неполадками. Да, я слышал, мне говорили. Советовали взять на стрим поиграть. Хочешь поиграть в нее? Окей. Так, ну что, начинаем? Запускаемся потихоньку.
Да.
Так, погодь. Почему-то нужна кнопка Windows. Еще раз. Так, сейчас я чуть-чуть чатик сдвину сюда. Да, чуть-чуть, я хочу чуть-чуть. Ладно, пусть будет так, хотя бы будет видно.
А включить?
Он еще и здесь съезжает. Вот.
Что, рассказывайте пока, как у вас неделя прошла? Пока у нас тут технические чоколадки.
Так, все, вроде должно быть.
Все, чоколадки закончились, не рассказывайте.
Не, рассказывайте. Скажите, как звук? Блин, опять я забыл этот экран сделать себе.
Потому что середина недели и конец недели сравнительно... Как
так,
сказать?
потому что в среду хочется отдохнуть, а в субботу хочется поработать.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
Ага, вот так.
Почему я должен был следовать? Ой, да, приводите. Не то слово.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnes. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Так, смотри, после того, как мы здесь поговорим, мы отправимся на другую лодку. Там надо посмотреть название квеста и загрузить сохранение.
Хорошо.
Вот, как бы еще прям пожирать работу. Поэтому мы теперь по понедельнику не можем. Вот, и она работает.
Плюс мне надо продолжать язык учить.
Да,
Staying on this time?
Здороваться.
и вот сегодня вид на жительство одобрили. Так что еще годик.
Еще котик. Купо!
Купа. Читай.
Хочешь знать, что это за доска «Посади меня»? Всему свое время, не спеши. Окей.
Взял пословно.
О. Сейчас мы как тикают.
Как джигит.
Кручу, верчу.
Вот.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
Эй, Трислав.
О, здорово.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me.
Сдается мне кубка
Not a
следующий.
single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us.
Заседа отомстить.
No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Шива.
Так Шива же у девчонки.
Отомстить за Шиву надо будет.
Still can't work that one out. There
Думаешь,
must be
она...
better places than the hull of a
Того?
gutted airship to
Рипнется?
bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Ой, блин, новый чат так тупо переносит слова. Их делит. Вообще ужас. Ужасно неудобно он сделан,
Right.
но хотя бы он
Trust I'm
работает.
not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Если бы мне про
Is that so
Мисаевич
hard
не
to
сказали
believe?
бы, буквально 2 дня
Very well
назад,
then.
я бы про нее
Shall
даже
we
не
start
знал
with
бы.
the state of the realm?
Вообще про нее не
To
слышал бы.
absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
А, уроки истории.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern storm has endured, recent days have seen the blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline Dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Чего? Ты мне?
Шаду там про что-то написал.
А,
Интим, чего-то там. Это что? Я не
ты
знаю.
погромче говори, у микрофон далеко.
Поэтому я и говорю тихо.
Ой, снова учиться. Арфократ. Отдай арфу.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Тяжелый том в кожаном переплете, где собраны исследования Анаксимандра из Канвера, известного религиоведа, который большую часть жизни записывал все сведения об эллистийских верованиях.
Мне интересно, зачем они вот эту менюшку делают? Типа отдать предмет, есть только одна опция — отдать. Нельзя отменить.
Ну, значит, видимо, нужно будет там некоторые отдать.
Ну, по-моему, ни разу не было такого.
Ну, так мы же не то чтобы далеко прошли.
Ну, как бы, да.
Already? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Мугл это как раз тот, который рядом с доской стоял.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Ah, Clive. A moment, if I may. You'll be pleased to hear that I've completed another volume. And while my collection is still far from becoming the 1,000 tomes that young Crow has quaintly dubbed it, I hope the knowledge chronicled within might yet be of some benefit to the Hideaway. Of course, I would not have penned half as many volumes without the tales you and the others bring back from your travels, for which generosity I shall be forever grateful.
Просмотреть?
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
Тысячетомник, исчерпывающее собрание сведений о Валистии. Основные понятия, важные персоны, географические, исторические данные и многое другое. С каждым походом Клайва, походом в тысячетомник, странный перевод, добавляется новая информация, но прошлые версии текущих знаний о мире не удаляются.
I have a few new notes that might interest you. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Эйки?
Типа Aegis?
Да.
Aegis. Существа, которых доминанты могут создать из эфира. Само название появилось еще в древности. Эги способны использовать магию, но лишь той стихии, с которой сонастроен их хозяин. Каким бы сильным ни было это творение, если призвавшего доминант погибнет, то оно исчезнет в тот же миг. Да, вот эти, которые призывала.
Ну, что
Вчера
дальше?
да, и супарно.
На самом деле, там дофига очень интересной информации, но это очень много читать надо. Еще прикольно это у той девчонки информация о отношениях персонажей к персонажам. Все, пошли.
You wish to study the tomes? You are always welcome, Clive.
Какая музыка склонит. Ну, ладно, на стрим надо взять.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stolus. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Столу. Блин, почему они сову не как сова не перевели?
Или... Ну да.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Перевод. Очень плохой.
Ну, я бы не сказала, что он прям очень плохой. Местами интересно. Ну, типа Столос.
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the tavern crown for
Возможно,
me.
это какой-то
Still smitten
конкретный
with the serving
вид
girl, are you?
совы.
She's a fair one, all right.
Но вообще Столос это, ну, в ключе Соломона, который типа там великие демоны ада. Столос это как раз демон-сова.
Не знаю, ну тут как-нибудь в кавычки выделить еще, знаешь.
Да. Типа письмо, а не столу.
Да,
К какому
типа
столу?
какой стол?
Стола. Джинджина.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Вот это типа столос. Типа трехглазая сова. Мне просто интересно, почему редакторы одобрили. И если они одобрили, почему они не поставили знак ударения? Только одно сокровище у нас пока, да?
Угу, клятва.
Осколок кристалла, пронзенный 2 кинжалами, был создан в день, когда Клайв дал клятву верности Ситу. Служит напоминанием об обещании крепкой дружбы и наследованных ценностях. Какая прелесть. Отчеты, письма и другие важные сообщения относятся на рабочий стол в комнате Клайва. Корреспонденция постоянно обновляется, так что по возвращению в убежище не забывайте проверять ее. Казалось бы.
Что?
Про молдавские села.
А. Как он в 2 молдавских селах живет? Типа, одна нога там, одна тут?
Ну ты что же теперь на 2 страны живешь? Я живу на 2 страны.
Ну это ты живешь на 2 страны.
Республиканская армия идет на Твинсайд, где обосновались имперцы. Солдаты скал призваны на фронт. Там на что-то назревает. Расскажу подробнее по возвращении. Он теперь одноглазый.
Угу.
Он выбрал вилку.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
Как Гэв получается, да?
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
Я же говорю, на кубку идем.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now? Now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima.
Подожди, а разве мы узнали, как его зовут?
If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that,
Да, он Джошуа
thing.
назван.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals.
На островье.
To Sid.
Скоро. О, братан. Я же говорю, девки штабелями ложатся. Уже одна увязалась.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
А он тебя прям оттуда слышит, да?
Да, братишка.
Бро.
Бро, братан, братишка.
Ау.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
А, Марта это которая этих спасала меченых.
Угу.
Она в шутке
What
с
would
нами
make Martha
играть.
leave the rest?
Я уже, знаешь, хотела эту тактику в Нике попробовать. Мне нужен это... наряд. общий. Вот это могу.
Нектар.
Какой пупсик.
Да.
Такой пухленький.
Купа, купа. Волосатый.
Да, типа его ж поэтому всего в одном экземпляре на всю игру сделали. Потому что типа было принципиально, чтобы они были волосатые, пушистые такие.
При этом, если вот так вот не приближаешь камеру, не видно, что он пушистый.
Угу.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing. Complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Чё?
Так, а куда теперь? На лодку? То есть забыла.
Да. Ты можешь через карту. Shift, по-моему.
Какой же?
Не Shift, а этот Select. Нет, крестовины.
Нет. Ладно, поедем вниз.
Welcome back, Sid.
Лодочнее.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rock for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't.
Неправильный перевод.
Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Иначе.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Never been to Curltail Falls myself. Never seen a curl for that matter. But I want
Думал на
to.
ТикТоке тоже, да, попробовать.
I heard they'll tear a man from cock to crown soon as look at him. Good thing all we need is some wax from a thorny pitcher.
Но надо тогда делать подписку на рестрим, чтобы больше каналов было доступно. Вот, потому что в данный момент я только на двух каналах могу стримить. Поэтому YouTube и Twitch.
Ну и плюс ТикТок, как бы,
What happened here?
Come on.
Чего?
We need to find the others.
ну, для этого нужны
Подписчики.
подписчики, да.
Ну, как бы... Тут их столько же, сколько там.
Что, сначала эти, смолу пойдем?
Не, Марту. Мы сегодня не будем делать.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Я стримлю через рестрим. Вот, и в бесплатной подписке он дает возможность стримить на 2 канала.
That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
Раньше можно было на 4 в нем стримить.
Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Вот, а подписка, по-моему, я вот точно не помню, но около 100 в год стоит. И тогда можно, там, мне кажется, на 8 каналов стримить одновременно. Я думаю, как-нибудь купить по скидке. Но каждый раз, когда скидки, у меня денег нет. Ну и плюс еще у нас не очень постоянный график.
Look,
Последние
up
года.
ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something. Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Не, ну как бы я могу стримить куда хочу. Вот, но...
Black Shields.
Тогда надо делать
twisted
отдельные
joke.
стримы.
There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far. Even for the
Вот, чтобы
Empire.
вы могли читать чат канала, надо через стрим. Да, игруха офигенная, как бы тут, правда, в некоторые моменты немножко скучно смотрится во время стрима, но когда играешь, прям круто. Советую попробовать. Удачи! Ну еще часик где-то буду стримить.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Так, тут мы... Сейчас, они подождут.
Играйте, пацаны, я тут обыщу, все. Сундук был за...
Да. Если мы его в тот раз еще
Скорее всего, а нет.
Опа. Все, погнали. Магический пепел, интересно, от кого?
Короче, мы ограбили пепельницу.
Ага. Это
А вот и пепел.
Это священник между между службами выходил.
Ладен курил.
Курилку, да.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
Культист.
On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long. See.
Ей! Траву какую-то разобрал.
Is that all of them?
Пошли в курилку.
Пошли.
I think so.
Дыхание ветра.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him. Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Martha to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid, where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Riddick's jump.
Да.
The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
А тут нельзя, как в Нике летать. Как посмотрел? Чуть-чуть. Локацию круто сделали.
Только жалко минимапа нет.
Давай, давай. Первый босс.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Профессионал. Нектар будет рад.
You didn't see that coming. That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Автострой нельзя? Телепортаться в город.
Можно.
Чё? Ну то пока бегать будем.
А ё-моё.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Сил?
The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Скорее отдых.
I'd rather not bump into them again.
Или сестра.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well.
Gav.
Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse-breakers.
Молодых мальчиков подавай, да? Это знаешь, как в школе, это самое, надо мальчиков парты поносить.
Да. Черная кровь.
What in the world is going on?
О, нужно Чакоба, по-моему, здесь не справа.
Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
Oi! You there! Don't just pass me by!
Да, это миссия на Чакоба.
Берем?
Давай. Просто потому что...
Of course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? Because a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now, they're back, looking to settle the score. Oh, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
Да.
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
Какая птичка.
Нам бы еще квест на лодку бы сделать. Чисто, чтобы он не торчал.
Можно скипнуть.
Whiteheart.
Потом загрузимся.
That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight. They're in trouble.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right, then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Get him! Stick him! Go for it! Over here!
Красота.
Ой, ты птиц какой.
You're safe now. Whiteheart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be.
Это наша птичка. Амброзия.
Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
Какая. Ух, прям как гав. По ночам. Тоже одноглазая.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry. We'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
Кстати, если бы мы ему помогали, когда первый раз здесь ходили, он бы это упомянул.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
Что ему тебя дослонялся даже. Давай, седлай. Седлай. Амброзию. Скачи, как обжигающий ветер. Тык-дык-тык-дык сделай.
Come on.
Тык-дык-тык-дык.
Тык-дык-тык-дык.
Что ты медленно тык-дык-тык-дык делаешь? Делай белок тык-дык-тык-дык.
Тык-дык. Ну смотри, мы можем. Ну ладно.
Изменить масштаб. Открыть карту мира.
Where's Gav?
I hear there's trouble.
Gav!
But none of the Breakers have returned.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Знаешь, как его зовут?
Where's my report?
Meow.
Мяв.
What,
Yes.
no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals.
Yay.
Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
Через 10 лет доперло.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Купа,
Какой
купа.
зайчик.
Да.
Какой плюсевый,
С
такой
бомбоном.
пузатенький. Отчеты союзников, шепот покровителя и доска для охотников. И очки славы. О, мы же, кстати, должны голду получить за того. Надо к подойти, к тому. Сейчас подойдем.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
brooms as ragged as...
So Martha's all right.
Yep. Others weren't so lucky though.
Клайв, вот ты где, Купо. Я тебя повсюду искал.
What's the matter, Nectar?
Вот в этом и дело, Купо.
The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Конечно нет, Купо. Я и так все знал. Я самый умный мугл. Потому что я единственный мугл. Мне нужна твоя помощь. Думаю, Купу не нужно напоминать, что я сильнейший из муглов. Так что тебе пора убить их всех. Я сильнейший, но убивай ты.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Вот спасибо, Купо. Как же славно, что нашелся тот, кто все понимает, Купо. Тогда я стану здесь и буду следить за тем, что вешают на доску. Если появится что-то важное, я тебе обязательно скажу. Надо еще его приключения послушать.
А, да.
На доске для охотников размещают сведения об опасных диких зверях. Авторы сообщений надеются, что бесстрашные герои, вроде Клайва, намек, рискнут выследить столь грозные цели. Ангел смерти.
А что ты не забрала?
А забрать надо было? Ой, ты какой сладкий. Я не могу. Мороженка.
А, окей.
Такой пирожочек, такая булочка. О, я рассказывал тебе, как однажды посетил Великий континент.
I don't think so.
Конечно нет, ведь я там не бывал. Купо. Глянь на мои крылья. Разве не хватит сил, чтобы переправить мугла через сотни лиг над морем? Меня звать Нектаром Смелым, а не Нектаром Глупым, Купо. Ой, такой котик. Мама, такой носик у него розовый, плюшевый. Самая главная фанатка. Вот эти ваши Клайвы, Сиды.
Doesn't sound like anywhere is safe.
Нет,
But I'm glad.
Дезире.
Дезире.
Oh, Clive! Welcome
Desire.
to the Patron's Whisper.
С французского.
The Patron's Whisper?
Типа desire.
Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any?
Конечно, бесплатные деньги.
Here's everything we've received and everything promised.
Завершая дополнительное задание, Клайв не только получает очки славы, но и побуждает людей из разных уголков-близнецов делиться заработанными деньгами ради поддержки правого дела. Наведайтесь к Дезире в шепоте покровителя, что в трапезной убежище, а там можно при ней пожертвованию узнать уровень славы.
Терри славы.
You earned this. I gave you that one, didn't I? All yours. All done?
Как можно квест убрать?
В инвентарь открой. Дневник. Дайте снять приоритет. Ну ладно. Карту открой. Думаю, как раз добежим.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber. Faster!
Такой тут достанем.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Ага.
Это я была? Я не думаю.
Нет, сейчас чатик что-то слетел, походу, секунду. Ой. Походу мы сейчас будем. А, не, смотри, заработал.
А, все, окей.
Так, чатик, напишите что-нибудь. А то оповещение было, что чат слетал. Беги.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
We're going hunting for outlaws.
Да, болтают они очень много. Как бы на стриме устаешь от того, сколько они болтают, но если прям погружаешься в сюжет и в лор мира, то прям круто, что ты думаешь.
Еще с кем еще говорить?
Вон, Марк.
Вот это? Нет.
Это торговец. На карте, по-моему, показывает. Ты здесь поговорила, дальше по дороге. У того дома наверху, справа.
А.
You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
How'd you get it?
But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
Она просто не откидывается так, чтобы, типа, видишь, она меня обратно тянет.
Кушать больше надо.
Я не хочу
Меня
больше.
обратно не тянет.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
А может, они стрим обсуждают? Как прикольно тропинка выглядит, столько камушков маленьких.
Good girl.
Yeah!
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ну все, она накаркала, что-нибудь нападет. Скачи галопом.
Так, погоди, как сесть, а как спешиться?
А ты беги вперед, зачем?
Зачем? Я хочу их побить.
А, ну ладно.
Ever since the repository, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Видишь, у нас уже почти уровень.
Ей, уровень.
Time to fight.
Get him!
Stay down!
Белоснежка, ты за сюжетом следить успеваешь?
More of my mother's men.
This one!
Или вообще непонятно, что происходит?
Что-то вообще мне так трудно ориентироваться здесь. Намного хуже.
Ну, потому что камеру сложно.
Во-первых, камера, во-вторых, цветовая гамма. Да, и плюс еще чат. Он как будто полэкрана закрывает.
Есть такое. Ну, если что-то непонятно по сюжету, спрашивай, мы сами не знаем.
Blood, Clive.
А это
And still wet.
свежее. Рычит.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then? We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
кого ты говоришь? Сохранение автоматически периодически проходит. Не слышал.
Tell me what I want, and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Oh, found her.
Жестко.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Да уж.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
This isn't the first time I've seen one of these. Perhaps I can use them as waymarks.
В смысле, он только сейчас это говорит?
Я только сейчас к нему подошла.
Может, мы не подходили, телепортали с него. Беги дальше, там как раз, по-моему, в этот сможем забежать.
Куда?
Ну, по квесту.
А.
И там как раз будет хорошее место, чтобы заканчивать на сегодня. Что, куда?
Их нельзя здесь.
This is no time to ride. We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Fly, Ambrosia.
only to ride from here.
Далеко докатились.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Беженцы.
I'm hungry.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy!
Шадоу, какая профессия твоей мечты? Кем бы ты хотел бы работать?
They are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
No, enough
Fuck off!
Find the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! They need ours!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stalls! I'll cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus.
А почему ты не стал еще разработчиком игр?
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Здесь?
Нет, до туда дойдем.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Куда побежал, да? В смысле, у тебя вообще нету пока? Только с телефона сидишь?
This is nothing like I remember it.
Или хоть какой-то
How
есть?
quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Как бы можно делать на компе 20-летней давности.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Ну вот, нормально, значит, можно уже 2D игры делать. Платформер для начала.
Ой, Ирбис.
Это, конечно, жестко, но... Какой-нибудь RPG-мейкер. Как их быстро. Я, блин, с ними минут 10 дрался, по-моему, они их даже отбили. Пару раз. Профессионал.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Сейчас ногу ломает. Это он хромать начал.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
Он выжил.
Томас или как его?
Founder.
Wait.
Really is you.
Мы с ним ходили гоблинов бить.
So wait.
В начале игры.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves Shield have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Ну, сейчас сохраняемся и заканчиваем. Так,
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Ну, игровой ноутбук ждать не обязательно, реально можно и так пробовать что-нибудь делать. Есть маловесные движки, на которых можно хоть что-то начать. А это уже хороший опыт, пригодится потом. Так что ждать игровой ноутбук — это просто отмазка. Надо начинать делать. А вот с видосиками, да, на слабом компе видосики сложно пилить.
Есть
Тут не
домневый
поспоришь.
дом, а потом сразу назревающая буря. Но у нас пока только свет во тьме.
По-моему, назревающая буря — это как раз то, что нам надо будет.
Угу.
На 7 сохрани.
Я уже сохранила.
А, все, окей, тогда закругляемся. Вот, так, сейчас. Давай я переключу. Подвинься чуть-чуть. Чуть-чуть. Ну, Годот тоже довольно-таки будет тяжелая штука. Как бы реально какие-нибудь RPG-мейкеры, всякие вот эти 2D-эдиторы, там для Соника есть всякие мап-мейкеры. С них можно реально начинать. Вот. А если там какие-то знания получше, они всегда пригодятся на более серьезных движках. Вот. А на этом мы будем закругляться. В субботу продолжим Lost Leafy. Я там подготовил еще пару мест, будет интересно, возможно. И в следующую среду продолжим финалку. Там как раз в финалке будет уже более такие экшоновые моменты. Так что следующий стрим будет поинтереснее, чем этот, в плане экшена. А на этом всем большое спасибо. Спокойной ночи. Пока-пока.
Пока.
Пока.